paint you a picture. It is a Friday night. You have your snacks ready, you have your blanket, you have turned off the lights. You press play on an English movie you have been waiting to watch for weeks, and for the first 5 minutes, everything is great. And then the actors start talking. Fast. Really fast, like they are being paid extra for every word they say. And you are sitting there nodding like you understand, but inside, your brain is completely empty, just wind blowing through. And suddenly, your fun Friday night has turned into the most stressful quiz of your life. Welcome back, everyone. I am Kingsley, and today we are talking about one of the biggest challenges English learners face: understanding English movies without subtitles. This one is so real. So many learners come to me and say, "Kingsley, I have been studying English for years. I can read it, I can write it, I can answer questions about it. But the moment I sit down to watch a movie, I understand absolutely nothing and I want to cry." And I hear you. I completely hear you, because movie English is a completely different animal from textbook English. And today, we are going to tame that animal together. But before we get into the tips, I want to tell you about two people, because sometimes the best way to learn is through someone else's story. And these two stories are going to sound very familiar to you. The first person is Jake. Jake is 14 years old, and he loves action movies. Spider-Man, Avengers, all of it. One evening, Jake sits down with his popcorn, turns off the lights, and presses play on Spider-Man Homecoming. He is so excited. This is going to be the best night. And then, 5 minutes in, the actors start talking, and Jake's face goes from excited to confused to deeply concerned. Words like neighborhood, mission, and protocol are flying past him. The characters are talking so fast that by the time Jake processes one sentence, 3 more have already happened, and the scene has completely changed. After 20 minutes, Jake turns off the TV. He sits in the dark with his popcorn, which is the saddest image I can imagine. And he says to himself, "Why can't I understand English movies without subtitles? I know English. What is wrong with me?" And I want to stop right there, because that question, "What is wrong with me?" is a question so many English learners ask themselves, and the answer is absolutely nothing. Nothing is wrong with you. Jake is not bad at English. He just hasn't practiced this specific skill yet. And there is a big difference between those two things. The next day, Jake talks to his teacher, and she says something very important. She says, "That is completely normal, Jake. Understanding movies takes time and practice. Start small. Watch easy movies first. Use subtitles. Repeat scenes. You will improve day by day." And just like that, Jake felt better. Not because the problem was solved, but because he realized it was not actually a problem. It was just the next step in his journey. Now let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah loves romantic comedies, and her favorite movie is The Princess Diaries. One day, she tries to watch it without subtitles, and same story as Jake. Too fast, too unclear, too frustrating. She feels sad and thinks, "Will I ever understand English movies without subtitles?" But here is where Sarah's story gets interesting. Because Sarah does not give up. Instead, she gets smart about it. She picks one short clip from the movie, just 2 minutes. That is it. First, she watches it with subtitles, reading every line while listening carefully. Then, she watches the same clip again without subtitles. She doesn't understand everything, and that is completely fine. She repeats this every day with different short clips. Some days she watches the same 2 minutes 5 or 6 times. She even pauses and repeats the dialogue out loud herself. Her favorite line to practice was, "Shut up." Not because she is rude, but because something about the way it sounded in the movie made her laugh every time. And she said it so much that it became completely natural. After a few weeks, something amazing happens. Sarah watches a full scene without subtitles, and she understands most of it. She actually understands it, and she smiles and says, "Wow, I am getting better." And here's the beautiful thing. It was not magic. It was not some expensive course or some secret method that only a few people know about. It was just 5 to 10 minutes of practice every single day. No big textbooks, no boring exercises, just fun with movies. If Sarah can do it, so can you. I genuinely believe that. All right, so let's get practical. How do you actually go from understanding nothing to understanding English movies without subtitles? I am going to give you 5 steps, 5 clear, simple steps that you can start using today. Not next week, not when you feel ready. Today. Step 1. Start with easy movies and cartoons. And I know what some of you are thinking right now. Kingsley, I am an adult. I am not going to watch Peppa Pig. And I understand. I respect that. But hear me out. Cartoons and simple animated movies use clear, slow, everyday English. Finding Nemo, Frozen, The Lion King. These are not baby movies. These are well-written, beautifully made films that just happen to use English that your ears can actually follow. The characters speak at a human pace instead of the speed of light. The vocabulary is practical and useful. And honestly, Finding Nemo has made grown adults cry all over the world. So let us not pretend it is just for children. Start easy. There is no shame in starting easy. Starting easy and finishing is always better than starting too hard and quitting. Step 2. Watch with English subtitles first. Notice I said English subtitles, not subtitles in your own language, because when you read subtitles in your own language, your brain completely ignores the English audio. Your eyes do all the work and your ears go on holiday. But when the subtitles are in English, your ears and your eyes are working together. You are reading the word at the same time as you hear it, and that connection, seeing it and hearing it at the same moment, is incredibly powerful for your memory. If you miss something, pause, listen again, read again, repeat as many times as you need. There is no timer. Nobody is judging you. Go at your own pace. Step 3. Watch the same movie again without subtitles. This step is where the magic actually happens, because the first time you watched it, your brain absorbed the sounds, the rhythms, the words, the phrases, and now when you watch it again without subtitles, your brain recognizes things it heard before. It starts connecting sounds to meanings automatically. It is like the first time you drive a new route, you have to concentrate on every turn, but the second time you drive it, your brain already knows what is coming, and it feels so much easier. Your brain is the same way with movie audio. Give it a second listen and watch how much more you catch. Step 4. Repeat short scenes out loud. This one is so good and so underused. Pick a small scene, just 30 seconds or 1 minute, and speak along with the characters. Say the same lines as they say them. Try to copy their voice, their tone, their speed, their rhythm. Now, you might feel absolutely ridiculous doing this. You might be sitting alone in your room, putting on your best American accent or your best British accent and feeling like a complete fool. That is perfectly normal. Do it anyway, because what you are doing is training your mouth and your brain to produce English sounds naturally. You are not just learning how words sound, you are learning how they feel, and that is going to make both your speaking and your listening so much better. Step 5. Learn common phrases and sounds. Here's something interesting about English movies. They use the same short, everyday phrases over and over and over again. What's up? Let's go. I'm in. No way. Are you serious? Come on. I can't believe this. These short phrases come up in almost every movie, every show, every conversation. And when you know them, really know them, not just on paper, but in your ears, you stop having to think about them when you hear them. They become automatic. Your brain just registers them instantly and moves on to the next part of the sentence. So make a list of common movie phrases, practice them, say them out loud, use them in your daily life, and watch how quickly your movie comprehension improves. Now, let me say something important before we finish. Learning to understand English movies without subtitles is not something that happens in a day. It is not something that happens in a week, and that is completely okay. Jake needed time. Sarah needed time. Every successful English learner needed time. The goal is not to understand everything immediately. The goal is to understand a little more today than you did yesterday. Just a little more. One more phrase caught. One more sentence understood. One more scene where you didn't have to pause. That is progress. That is real progress. So start small, be consistent, enjoy the process. Pick a movie or a show that genuinely interests you, because if you are bored, you will not stick with it. If you love action, watch action. If you love romance, watch romance. If you love cooking shows, watch cooking shows. The genre does not matter. What matters is that you are listening to real English every single day and training your ears to get better and better. And on the days when it feels hard, on the days when you rewind the same 10 seconds 15 times and still cannot catch what they said. Remember Sarah sitting with her 2-minute clip, watching it again and again, laughing at "shut up" every single time. Remember that she did not give up, and look where she ended up. Understanding her favorite movie, smiling at the screen, proud of herself. That is going to be you. I am absolutely sure of it. Now I have a question for you. What is your favorite English movie or TV show? And do you watch it with subtitles or without? Leave me a comment and let me know. I read every single one, and I genuinely love hearing from this community. If this episode helped you today, please share it with a friend who is learning English, because somewhere right now, there is someone sitting in the dark with their popcorn, feeling very confused, and they need to hear that they are going to be just fine. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you in the next episode. Keep watching, keep listening, and keep going. You are doing so much better than you think. Bye for now.